All right, why so many people dislike the LGBTQ IA++ LMNOP All right, let's check this out.
That they're gay, that bothers people. It's the antics.
In what age do you think most trans kids determine that they're trans?
Violet told us when she was 1.5.
For the most.
It's like you have a little baby. You have a little baby, and the baby's like, "Aw, who's my little boy? Who's my little boy? You're my little boy." Actually, it's ma'am. The little baby with the fucking pass. Actually, it's ma'am. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Regular everyday people and even the normal gays that are just sick and tired of what the LGBTQ plus community has become over the last few years. And that's exactly what we'll be talking about in this video. So if you like this commentary style of content and you're just chilling right now, be sure to subscribe and let's dive right into
You don't have any memories from when you were 1.5? I have memories when I was a kid and I thought I was a fucking plant.
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
Like I thought I was like a plant, like straight out of Knights of Sidonia or something, and I was like laying on the grass and I was like, I'm literally photosynthesizing right now.
Straight population know that there's a very big movement of gays that really hate this gender identity stuff and a lot of other
wait.
I honestly don't think the mainstream straight population know that there's a very big movement of gays that really hate this gender identity stuff.
Yep.
And a lot of other...
That is true, and that is rising, especially here on this channel. And a lot of my gay supporters, a lot of them, it's not even so much that you're conservative, it's just that you're just a regular gay dude, a regular gay woman, minding your business with your person. You're low-key doing what you want to do in your life. And in large part, a lot of us are sick and tired of being associated with the LGBTQ community in large because of the crazy things that they promote and stand for. We're tired of the antics. We're tired of the nonsense.
Dude, the craziest shit is like every time. I've been seeing a lot of these videos like on X with like there being like some kind of trans person and then they get like misgendered or something and they just immediately factory reset. It's actually so crazy. Like every time I see it, I'm like, isn't that like against all of the image that you're trying to portray to people? Like you just instantly lose it. Like when you instantly lose it and then prove them right. Like it's so weird. You know, like I don't get it.
It's out there and we want to just be left alone. The average gay couple really out there, it's Bert and Ernie. It's literally Bert and Ernie, two dudes at home with their dog, minding their business.
Wait, they're gay?
Again, playing games, cuddling. It's chill. It's chill. And there's a rising movement of gay people, especially my friend Joey. Shout out to Joey. He has a group called the Untapped Society, and it's a group of just like very entrepreneurial gay people that are very professional and not into the big like circuit parties. Like it's not gay, but it's for gay men. So go check them out if you want.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. It's not gay, but it's for... How does that work? That's called gay.
But yeah, we're sick and tired of it. And there is a rise that are very professional and not into the big like circuit parties. Like it's not gay, but it's for gay men. So go check them out if you want. But yeah, we're sick and tired of it. And there is a rising movement of regular gay people out there that are against all the nonsense.
And a lot of the other things that have piggybacked themselves onto our community and movement and lifestyles. I've met some straight men in particular, like at a wedding or in a bar or something, and then as the minority, I kind of allow some space for kind of being a bit non-PC and I kind of drop a few things in there. And a lot of them go, oh, God, thank God, I thought I was going to have to walk on eggshells around you.
I do the same thing.
I feel the same way every time I talk to someone. Dude, I was on a podcast called Words of Paradise, and that dude is fucking awesome. Is the first thing I'll say. He's fucking awesome. Leon is fucking awesome. And the first thing that when I first talked to him, I Hold on, wait, let me. I think he'll be totally fine with me saying this, but like when I first talked to him, I was really uncomfortable because I was really uncomfortable in general because I'm really uncomfortable with any sort of collabs or anything like that. So, you know, he was like, you know, thinking about having you on, and I was like, sure, because like you know, I really like him and Cindy, so I was like, sure, like I'll be on. That sounds kind of fun, right? And but you know, again, I'm very antisocial, so it's like, how long do I know I can be on? You know, I can commit to like an hour because that way, if I don't really feel great, then I can leave, right? And so, anyway, so I get on here, right? And so I tell him like, hey man, like, so he asked me if I want to be on, and I'm like, okay, but do you know about the controversy? Like, do you know about all the people that are coming after me right now? And he was like, yeah, you know, I don't really give a crap about that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because I just wanted to make him know, like, straight up, like, you know, no hard feelings. If you don't want to have me on because you don't want to deal with the drama, then, you know, it's totally fine with me. I'm not going to hold it against you or anything like that. So I'm just letting you know for your own information. And he goes, you know, I don't really care about that or anything. Like, you know, he tells me a little bit about his backstory, and he's like, you know, I don't really give a shit about these people, right? And I told him that, and I told him like, I said to him, I said, just to let you know, I'm a little angry right now. So this is like kind of before I calmed down. This is when I was like really pissed. So I was like really, really pissed at people at this time. Like, I was really angry at like everything that was happening. And like, I fucking hated everybody. Right. And so I told him like, I'm really, really angry right now. I'm like, I'm just letting you know that if anything of that comes up, I'm going to be really mad. Like, not in like a don't talk about it kind of way, but I'm going to go off and I'm probably going to yell. And like maybe at you, if like you try to, you know, steer things in like a specific direction, I might yell at you. Right. And so I said, I'm an angry person right now, just to let you know. All right. And you know what he said? He said, it's okay. I'm a misogynistic person, and that's the most female thing I've ever heard. And like him saying that, just it cracked me up so fucking hard. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be fucking great. I was like, I'm gonna love this, right? And so like him doing that just made me like, okay, this is gonna be a good time. Like, this is gonna be great. We're gonna get along like perfectly, right? Because like, you know, there's all these eggshells, right? When you deal with other people, like there's like, can I say this? Can I say that? There's all of these eggshells. And like, he just went in there and stepped on all of them, right? So like, there was no eggshells left. And I was like, perfect. This is going to be great. I can talk all the shit I want, right? And like, I had a great time on Words of Paradise because of that. But that's kind of what I mean is like, it's kind of related to what's being said in this video here is it's like, you kind of crack a little joke and it just fixes everything. You know what I mean? Like you drop a little joke and you're like, oh, okay. So you're not one of them that's going to be super fucking sensitive and is going to bitch about anything. Like if I say like the wrong like word, like you're not going to be upset at me. Right. And it's so much more comfortable to deal with people that are like that. Right. I'm sure you understand what I mean. Like I'm sure all of you in chat have dealt with people like this where it's like, I can't really be myself. Cause like if I say something wrong, like I'm literally feel like I'm walking through a minefield dealing with these people.
Just so they know, like, yes, I am gay, but
anyway, here
I'll
we go.
drop
Here, let's listen to it again, but you'll see it's related to what I was talking about.
I do the same thing. If I'm around a lot of straight guys, I'll drop like a dark humor joke just so they know, like, yes, I am gay, but I'm not what most people think of when they hear gay. Like,
yeah, like basically I don't take myself too seriously. Like I may be like yes, I am a, I guess, minority, but I don't take myself too seriously. So feel free to have a good time and be merry and don't feel like you're walking through a fucking minefield talking to me. Right. Yeah, and that's great. I mean, they've created like this minefield. Like anytime you deal with anything, you're literally stepping through bombs to like actually
just chill. You can joke around. I'm not gonna be triggered. I'm not woke.
Leaflit is
I'm
gay
not
and
and I'm not saying
I don't know what I'm called. I'm not attracted to like physicality. It's hard to explain. Like I don't think I could possibly say it in a way that like anybody would understand. I'm not attracted to physicality. I'm like primarily attracted to personality and action. So like, what's the word? yeah, action and personality are the two most attractive things to me, and physicality is like so low on that list that it might as well not exist. Which is why I don't when it comes to like Leaflit, are you attracted to men or women? It's like it doesn't matter to me. If that makes sense, it's not even a part of my calculation. The only thing that is a part of the calculation is I prefer men because women are really fucking retarded.
And I'm the super far right, like conservative person. No, pretty middle ground, more obviously more on the right, but like I'm just a regular dude. I crack dark humor jokes. I'm fine with a lot of words and slurs being said. I'm all for free speech. I understand context.
Bogeyman, thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
It's chill over here, and I do that with a lot of my help. Most of my friends are straight men, just because it's more chill and it's hard for me to find the regular gay people out there. Now I know there's a large audience of you guys watching me, and I'm trying to work on something this year to get all of us together, because I would love for that to happen so we can all network and meet other like-minded individuals. But man, I do the same damn thing.
And that's how a lot of like normies are starting to feel around not only the the blue-haired, not only those.
What? Wait, what?
Things, but
Thing.
You keep calling Ember cute, Leaf? Okay, listen. Okay. Let me explain something to you. Anime, okay. Anime isn't real. Okay? So like, because anime isn't real, it's so far removed from reality that it is possible for me to be attracted to it. Does that make sense? Like, how do I explain it? Like, its removal from reality makes it like easier to express a sort of feeling of adoration. Does that? I don't know. You guys might not understand me for this, but it's really, this is really like a mindset thing, and like you might not understand it if you're normal. Anime is removed from reality, therefore it is easier to express like a adoration for it. And when it comes to VTubers, it's like, guys, I hate to like break the illusion, but like, I don't actually want to be in a relationship with Ember. I am like, I adore her in the way that like you would adore like a hero, right? Like a way that you would look up to a person that's like, wow, that person's like so fucking cool. I really, really, really like them, like an anime character that's like really cool, like a waifu or something like that. And that's kind of like how I see it. It's not really a sexual thing. Does that make sense? It's okay, she's in denial. Okay. Okay, well, I mean,
and that's how a lot of like normies are starting to feel.
Jeez, what am I supposed to say to
around
that?
Not only the the blue-haired, not only those things, but also just average gay people, and they're not purposefully thinking, oh, all gay people are this insufferable. It's how we're
Shattered my
to
Yuri
feel
fanfiction.
around not only.
I mean, fanfiction is fanfiction. You can have whatever fanfiction you want. This is my problem actually with fanfiction. Sorry, I'm tangenting like out the ass right now. Like I'm just like so far from the actual line. Ember is cute in both appearance and demeanor. Yes. But yeah. Wait, what was I saying? Yeah, so the problem I have with the problem I have with people in fanfiction is like people that fanfic, and this applies not only, I'm not like specifically targeting like you or anything like that, but I mean in general, people that do fanfiction, like they need to have more power of imagination, because it really irritates me when they're like, I have this fanfic of these two characters, and that's like my headcanon, and then like the actual canon comes out, and then they get mad at the actual canon for not matching their headcanon. But that's the whole point of a headcanon, is that to yourself it supersedes the canon. It's the whole point. So like, why do you have to project your superseding of the canon onto other people when it's just your headcanon? Does that make sense? Like, if you want these two characters to like be in love, then just have them be in love in your headcanon. Like, who cares?
The blue
Network and meet other like-minded individuals, but man, I do the same damn thing.
And that's how a lot of like normies are starting to feel around not only the, the blue haired, not only those
People
things.
don't understand that their fanfic is fantasy, aka not real. Yes, exactly. It's a fantasy. It's not real. Just like anime. Just like all the anime girls are not real. It's the same thing. Yeah. This is like what bothers me about like everything. Like, oh, like you like this monster character, or oh, this character is like 17 actually. This anime character is 17. Oh my god, are you some kind of pet? No, she's not real. She's fucking anime. All right, what the hell's wrong with you?
But also just average gay people, and they're not purposefully thinking, oh, all gay people are this insufferable. It's how we're portrayed.
Yeah.
All of our representation in media are narcissistic, attention-seeking idiots.
And it's crazy too, because it's coming from the side of like diversity and we're all different, we're all loving and accepting. But again, you're a bunch of copy and paste twinks. It is. You go to any gay club, it's very stereotypical of who you will see there across the nation. All the gay clubs are the same. I mean, I know I have a little lisp and my hands and wrists flying everywhere. There's little things like that. I get.
I just have to clear it up though. You know, I just have to be very, very clear. Okay, I need to be absolutely fucking clear before we continue.
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
Ember Paradox is really fucking cute. Okay, and I just need that to be clear.
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
Despite everything I said, okay?
I'm calling spade a spade. It is what it is. Obviously,
She's really cute. I don't know. I don't want to go off on stream because it might take forever. So I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna keep it to myself, and we're gonna keep going with the video. Okay. That's where we're at.
gay, but I definitely is. You go to any, but again, you're a bunch of copy and paste twinks.
Dallas Gunslinger, thank you for the, oh my god, thank you for the 9 gift subs, thank you. 9! Thank you so much for the 9 gift subs, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Dallas Gunslinger, thank you. Over on Kick, thank you.
It is. You go to any gay club, it's very stereotypical of who you will see there across the nation. All the gay clubs are.
But yeah, Ember Paradox is my Oshi, okay guys? Like I'm just gonna throw that out there. And we're gonna stop talking about it now. It's over. All right, no more. All right, Saber. I had because if I talk about it, I'm not gonna stop. Okay, I need to stop. It's time to stop.
I would love for it because it's more chill and it's hard for me to find the regular gay people out there. Now I know there's a large audience of you guys watching me, and I'm trying to work on something this year to get all of us together because I would love for that to happen so we can all network and meet other like-minded individuals. But man, I do the same damn thing.
And that's how a lot of like normies are starting to feel around not only the the blue-haired, not only those things, but also just average gay people, and they're not purposefully thinking, oh, all gay people are this insufferable. It's how we're portrayed. All of our representation in media
is
are
insufferable.
narcissistic,
True.
attention-seeking.
No. This isn't like representation in media. This is like actual people. This is like a lot of actual people who are at the forefront of the culture, and there's nobody to stop them. So there are like a bunch of, and this is just the truth, right? Like, I'm not, like, is it really the fault of gay people? Are gay people really, are they really responsible for telling these people to shut the fuck up? Not really, but this is the effect of them not doing that. This is the natural effect of not enough gay people telling them, hey, shut the fuck up. And like gatekeeping their own community, right? This is the effect of that.
Idiots.
And it's crazy too because it's coming from the side of like diversity.
Gay people aren't a monolith. True. Are they responsible for doing it? Like, are they obligated to? Like, should they be ought they be required to gatekeep these people? No, of course not. But it is what it is. They, by inaction of the gay community policing their own, has caused a situation in which these retards have taken over their movement completely. So again, they ought not have to take care of that, but That is the reality of the situation, is that not enough gay people stood up and told them, hey, shut the fuck up. You're retarded. Not enough of them had done that. So now people associate all of the gay people with them because they're the ones that hijacked the movement. And that's just what happened.
We're all different. We're all loving and accepting. But again, you're a bunch of copy and paste twinks. It is. You go to any gay club, it's very stereotypical of who you will see there across the nation. All the gay clubs are the same. I mean, I know I have a little lisp and my hands and wrists flying everywhere. There's little things like that. I get it. Like, I'm called spade a spade. It is what it is. Obviously, I'm gay. But I definitely do not make it my entire identity. I am Amir. That is my identity. That is my personality.
Yeah.
Yes, I am gay. Gay is a part of me.
The reason why a lot of these people too, the identity becomes forefront is because the identity is used as an access card for certain things. It's used as it's weaponized. That's why it's so forward. Because if it isn't a big enough part of you, it's harder to weaponize it. You have to like keep it like out when you're using it for advantages. Then you have to have it at the forefront of everything. That way everybody can know, oh, that's my access card to it, right?
But I don't parade it around and dip and dive in. And well, I do be dipping and diving into concerts.
Excuse me. Tech Marine Thomas says, excuse me as I use my gay buff. Yeah, exactly.
Listen, I'm blunt and I keep it real. I'll put a clip of me right here, dipping and diving. I do that at the concerts. I can get fucking wild. But I'm not out here with like the rainbows and the dyed hair and like super, super, super flamboyant, which not to say there's anything specifically wrong with that. But what I don't like is how the media portrays us to be. And it's like, that's our only option. Because that happened to me when I first came out the closet. Well, really, I was outed, but that's a story for another day. I was outed. When I decided to come out the closet and like really embrace me being gay, I became a caricature of what gay is. Some of y'all may think I'm gay now. Nah, I flew out that damn closet. I was zesty McZesty. I was, oh my gosh, hi guys, my name's Amir and I'm gay.
God.
That's how I literally used to introduce myself because I thought, because of what I saw in mainstream media, because I saw the RuPaul's Drag Race and I saw what gay clubs were, and that's all you saw what gay was in the media. And that's why I love Heated Rivalry so much because, yeah, it got gay and it was like the sexy and stuff. I get that, but it was regular dudes. Like, it was a regular gay couple. It wasn't super flamboyant. It wasn't super woke. It was just a regular love story. And that's what I loved about it the most because it gave a glimpse into
just like Kanazuki no Miko. And the flute scene.
The side of gay media that a lot of people just don't see. And that alone was honestly such a sigh of relief.
It was very like Kanazuki no Miko was a very like wholesome, typical gay relationship. Nothing weird, nothing crazy.
Like this guy said, there is this rising group of just normie gays. We're just dudes. That's it. Because even that alone, this idea of like a normal gay can feel isolating, can feel lonely, because it's almost like in order to be in the gay community and have that quote unquote community, you have to think exactly like them. And if you don't, you get kicked out because you don't fit in this ideological box of what you're projecting onto me, what you're expecting me to be and how I should act. All of a sudden, I'm the bad guy now just because I'm a gay dude that's not okay with like little kids transitioning. All of a sudden, I'm a bad person. Doesn't make any sense.
And this is something with the gay community that's always bothered me. It's not the...
It's too much of an umbrella. Like the LGBT, whatever, Q++ thing is like, the umbrella is too large. There's too much shit in there. Like, too much shit in there that's unrelated to each other. That's the problem.
The fact that they're gay that bothers people. It's the antics.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the only thing that makes you gay is the fact that you sleep with members of the same sex. But you being loud and rambunctious and walking around like Saucy Santana, that's not the gay part. The gay part is the sex acts that you engage
Saucy Santana? Wait,
in.
what?
They wear that identity along with their homosexuality and say, and when we have a problem with that, they say that we're being homophobic. The gay part is actually private, right? You don't have sex in the street.
Right.
So
Yet.
it's 100% fine for them to do that. But when somebody has a problem with it, to label them as homophobic.
Right. Most people out there, especially obviously, I'm not straight, but I feel like when I'm talking to my straight friends and I'm reading the straight comments, most straight people just have a problem with the identity that you're attaching to being gay. Because like dude said, the only thing that's gay is what I do behind a closed door. sexuality, sex, male, female, what
There,
y'all
there. To be fair, there are also people that are just against it in general, which is true. But I don't think that the most reasonable people that are against it for like religious reasons, they don't really hate the people that are like gay. It's more like they think it's bad, but they're not like out there like, you know, they're not out there saying they hate gay people. That's most people. I mean, obviously there's like a there's a outlier people that just hate gay people, obviously.
doing, gay, straight, bi, we've gone through the whole deal. That's what being gay is. And some people don't really have an issue with that because it's behind a closed door. But when people call out, hey, I'm not cool with all this antics, I'm not cool with the pride flag being flown around, I'm not cool with it being in the schools, pride parades don't make sense to me. When they're giving their critiques on the supposed like identity that we built as gay community and people are critical of that, you're lumping it in and saying, oh, now they're homophobic, oh, they're a POS, oh, they're bad, when in reality, they just don't like the antics. The super loud, the super like ratchet, the super like twinkish, the super like very pushy.
And the way that you can tell that this is the case is because people didn't really care as much like 10 years ago. Like I'm just this is like my own personal observation of all of this. Like I was friends with people in like the whole Battle of 1812. Thank you for the 7 gift subs. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you again, man. Thank you so much. I was kind of in with like, I knew people on Tumblr and I knew people on the internet and all of this stuff, and people didn't really care about anything like gay, trans, bi, whatever. People didn't really give a shit about any of that stuff. When people started to care was when people started to get real fucking uppity about it. 6, 7. Yeah, when people started to get really uppity about it is when people got really upset. That's when people were like, okay, you know what? Maybe a little bit too far. Fuck that shit. Like we're done. We're done here. And that's kind of what happened.
Gays. Now, I'm all for you living your truth and being who you want to be. You can do that all day long. But at the same time, just because someone doesn't like you, your identity, and what you're doing doesn't mean they hate the act that you do. Because they very well can have gay friends that are very chill, very low-key, not even low-key, just very like themselves, you know? They're very just like normal human beings. But when you have this LGBTQ community that is very loud and colorful,
well, it's not only that, it's not even being like flamboyant and loud and like, you know, turbo gay or whatever. Like it doesn't, it's also, they're very aggressive. They're very aggressive towards people who like don't really want to participate in it or people that don't want to praise it. Right. So there's a difference between saying like, hey, I'm doing this thing, like, you know, I don't really want to push it on anybody. But that's just kind of what I want. Versus like, you will like what I'm doing and you will bend the knee and you will say that it's a good thing. Like that's a completely different thing for people. And once it crossed that threshold is when people started to get, okay, you know what, maybe I don't care about that. And then on top of that, they're like, okay, you know what, maybe that's a little bit too far. Wait, what do you mean too far? Yeah, it's a little too far what you're doing. Like all the stuff that you're doing here, like the stuff with children, it's a little bit too far. A little bit too far. Maybe no to drag queen story hour. Maybe no to trans and kids. Maybe we not do this, right? And then what that turned into is, oh, you're a fucking bigot. I'm gonna cancel you and make sure your life is hell. It's like, where the fuck did they expect it was gonna go? Like, what do you think they're gonna be like, okay, you know what? You destroyed my life. You know what? You're true. Like, did you really think that was gonna happen?
Rambunctious, sexual. It's like, I don't want any part of that. And saying you don't want any part of that doesn't automatically make you homophobic. Because like I said before, there's a lot of regular gay dudes, lesbian, bisexual people who want no part of the modern day LGBTQ community. Hell, I'll even go as far as saying like the other dude said when he be cracking the dark humor jokes to kind of cut the tension to not be automatically associated with the modern day LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
I like, if I was in the closet now, it's like, now it's even harder to come out. Because now when I come out, I have to like disclose, hey, I'm gay, but I'm not. There we go. I'm gay, but I'm not a...
True. Fucking so true. Thank you, Gryffindor. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You know,
fucking
you
true. Yeah, I get it.
I'm gay,
I get it.
You know, you get what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference between being gay and then being like...
Oh man, truer words have never been spoken.
that it is what it is. And most of the LGBTQ community is just, it's too much. It's become too much. And this is why you...
Dude, man, so you're telling me this guy can say that and the N-word at the same time? It's fucked up, man. That's fucked.
Seen a decline in the respect for the LGBTQ communities, especially given all the amount of people with the TQ plus, all the non-binaries, all the trans, like all that side has just been plummeting gay rights and the respect for gay rights and gay people because of the harm that they're doing. It's sad. And
guys, all you have to do is look at the overreach. The hilarious thing is a lot of these like kind of like gay trans coalition or whatever, they had all the freedom they could have possibly wanted like 10 years ago. They had everything they could have possibly wanted. They fucking overplayed their hand. They overplayed their hand, and now people are saying, okay, you know what? I'm taking it back away. Goodbye. Nope, that's mine now. Nope, you don't have that anymore. They started to take it away. And it's because they wouldn't shut the fuck up. It's literally what happened.
It's frustrating.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, I belong in here. I just have a deep voice.
Okay, can I ask you another one?
Yeah, sure.
What color lipstick is that?
Pink poodle. It's a matte color.
How it feels being in the women's restroom as a trans woman. This is why, like, a lot of people, just regular everyday people, are over this BS, because now you look crazy. You all, no shade, you already look crazy as it is. Like the cross-dressers and the trans, you already were seen as crazy. It was almost as if people respected it a little bit more because you put in the effort and you tried.
True.
You know?
Yeah, true.
When there was a cross-dresser or when there was a trans person, they really tried their hardest to be a woman. And then now you have a grown man with long hair slapping on makeup and a dress saying, oh, I belong in the women's restroom. It's that shit right here that bothers people. That upsets people. That makes people just extremely uncomfortable because of just this extreme rise over the last, I would say, 5 to 7 years.
Not only that, it's the blatant disregard for other people, right? It's become all about me. Don't give a fuck about you, but you should give a fuck about me. That's kind of what it's turned into. It's a mutual respect thing, right? Like, for instance, if trans people just use like a gender neutral restroom, like people wouldn't give a shit. Nobody would care. Like before, like 10 years ago, people care now, but like before, people wouldn't really care that much.
Of grown men playing dress up, going into these women's bathrooms, causing a scene.
And the truth is, you know, and regardless, like, this isn't what it ought to be. Obviously, this isn't what it ought to be. But let me tell you what it is that when you have a bunch of women in the women's restroom, and there are vulnerable, you know, there's like kids in there, and you know, women who feel vulnerable in general, and then you have a person that goes in there that's trans that just looks like a man. It's scary. That's just the truth. It's scary. And again, I'm not making a statement of what it ought to be. I'm telling you what it is those people are scared by it because they don't know, like, is this like the immediate threat? Like, okay, this person who looks like a man is in a space in which like it is a vulnerable space for women, which is why it's gender segregated in the first place. Right. And so when they do this, they don't think about the feelings of the other people. It's just about their feelings. Right. And like this could all be alleviated if like, you know, oh, maybe they go to a gender neutral restroom or something like that. Like, you know, the family restrooms or whatever, those big ones. Also, like those stalls are really nice. Can we talk about how those are better? Wait, can we talk about how those stalls are actually better? You get a fucking whole restroom to yourself? Are you fucking kidding me? But anyway, what I mean is that what I'm trying to say is that kind of like mutual respect causes people to be more understanding, more respectful. But when you go in there and you're like, fuck you, I don't give a shit how you feel, it's all about how I feel, the people, of course, are going to be like, okay, well, you know, fuck you. Right? And if you just think about this logically, you think about how people act, and if you were able to emulate other people's minds, then it makes sense. It makes total sense. Right? Like if you put yourself, you put your mind into like the you know, you emulate like, oh, okay, what if, you know, anyone can do this emulation, even if you're a dude. You think about, okay, well, what if I was a woman in one of these restrooms, and, you know, men can be scary, like strangers, like men strangers were like can be scary, especially in a place where it's very private, and you know things can happen, and there's like the chance that there's not going to be anyone in there to save you, and then you think about that kind of thing. It you can understand that the fear there, and especially like people letting their kids go to the restroom, right? Because people don't think about that. They're like, okay, well, my kid, you know, my little girl is going to go use the restroom. I'm not really going to think about it, right? And it just causes a lot of issues. It's also sort of a delusional idea of gender. It's not even just that. It's again, it's a mentality of safety, right? Like you can't just tell women like, okay, listen, all the trans people are safe, because you don't fucking know that. In fact, the less gatekeeping you have for the trans thing, the less it's protected. It just makes sense. Like the less gates that you, this kind of reminds me, you know what this is like? This is like the voting thing. It's literally the voting thing again, where like the less restrictions you have on voting, the less like IDs you require, the less process required in order to vote, the less you can be sure that the voting is secure. And it's the same thing with the bathroom. The more open, the less what's the word, process, the less gates that you have for like a person being trans, the less you know that those people aren't just abusing the system in order to prey on people. And that's just the truth.
Acting a fool, posting online for clicks and views.
And people, sorry, you know, just me like kind of getting into their mind, they're going to argue, well, the percentage is like not that high for this. Okay, well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with the perception and the feeling of safety that women have in the restroom. It doesn't change that fact. It doesn't matter what the stats are of like how many trans people. If it happens even once, it affects the feelings of safety in the restroom.
All you're doing is making people
again. It's not what it ought to be. It's what it is.
Not like the gay community, because even now when you go to like these gay organization websites like Glenson and Glad, they're all talking.
Dude, I can't wait for the video of Nyara or Anna Valens like clipping this and getting fucking mad at me for my take. I can't wait for it.
Like trans stuff and non-binary stuff.
Leaflit said that trans people shouldn't be allowed to use the restroom.
A lot of the times these gay organizations have nothing to do with gay people. The LGB, the lesbian, gay, and bi have nothing to do with that. It's all the TQ+. And they're literally separate, and they should be separate. I hate what it's become, because when you ask these normal people, hey, what are your thoughts on the LGBTQ community? Do you support them? Hell, I would say no too. Because if me saying yes automatically means that I'm supporting this and the trans kids and all types of craziness, no, I don't support any of that. I don't. I want my right to be married. I want my right to be seen as an equal according to the law to other people out there, the straight folk. Left alone. That's about it.
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, I'm just saying this because it's on my mind, the trans children who showed up yesterday at the state capitol.
What? Bro, what? What? What the fuck? Wait, hold on. What?
I love
alone. That's about it.
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, I'm just saying this because it's on my mind, the trans children who showed up yesterday at the state capitol to advocate for their humanity. They shouldn't have to, but it was an inspiration to watch.
This man is a Texas Democrat
That's
Senate
fucking
candidate,
wild,
James
man.
Tallarico. I hope I'm saying his last name right.
Yo, maybe he's like a, maybe he's a, what do you call it? Like a, maybe this is like a false flag or something. What is this? What's happening? Wait, is this guy a Democrat or Republican? There's no way he's a Republican. There's no fucking way. Is a Democrat? Yeah, maybe he's a false flag. Because dude, I would totally do that. Like if I was like Republicans, I'd be like, okay, like let's get this guy and like, you know, let's fucking psyop him. Let's like, you know, we'll sneak this guy in. He's like our double agent, or he's like our secret agent. We're gonna like, sneak him in there. He's gonna pretend like he's gonna pretend like he's for all of this shit, and then that way we'll win. More thank you for this all. Thank you.
The interview asked him, hey, what's something else that you love? And he's saying the trans kids that support me.
Kodiak, thank you. Thank you for the raid. Thank you, Kodiak. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome.
And the trans kids that support me. Now I understand this man is straight, but this is a big reason why there's a lot of other people out there on the other side that are just over all the gay stuff and just do not like anything gay related. What do you mean you love the idea of trans kids supporting you?
Well, the other thing too about gay stuff is that they've made it and I know that gay is like inherently sexual because it's about sexuality, but they've made it about like open sexuality and total embrace of degeneracy. That's the problem. And the thing is like, you know, you could how do I say it? You can be for not really caring if people partake and still think that it's a bad thing. You can think both at the same time.
And their bravery.
A lot of people don't understand this on the Giga Christian side. They don't get that. But you can say that it's not a good thing.
Leaflit?
In general, it's not good for people. In the same way you can say that smoking is not good for people, but like I'm not about to like get in people's face if they smoke.
Fighting for their acceptance.
There's more dangerous things I'm worried about.
They're a child. They're literally a child. And this is why I speak out so much about stuff like this, because it is literally impacting our laws in this country at this level. There's a US senator talking about it. It blows my mind. There are grown adults out there, lots of them, that are promoting, pushing, and supporting this idea of trans youth and trans kids getting surgeries. I'm sorry, if a little girl came up to you and said, my breasts aren't big enough, I want a boob job, you would look at that kid like they're crazy and you would not let them get a boob job. So if that's the case, why are we sitting here and allowing them to medically castrate themselves for life because they feel like the opposite sex? If this child
kids don't know enough
minor,
about themselves.
And they
Tavik, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. And thank you, Clean, as well, for the prime. Thank you. Kids don't know enough about themselves to make those kind of decisions because kids are stupid. Obviously.
If this child is a minor and they cannot consent to have sex because they are a minor.
I've been developing this idea that was planted into my head by Precure Hunter, and I really like it. It's kind of like Hoppian about how to handle not just trans stuff, but all body modification. And I'm working on this idea right now. Like I'm kind of developing it and like having it like tested against arguments right now. I'll let you guys know when I finish with it, but it's a pretty good idea, I think. And it centers around not being able to do any body modification at all, anything, unless you're of sound mind and that like you don't hate yourself. It's actually like I think it's a pretty good argument, but I'm still developing it. I'm not really comfortable sharing it yet until I've completely tested it through rigorous cross-examination. When you talk about emulating another's mind, what's required for that's required for true empathy? Of course, I only need which of the 72 archetypes one is to know someone. I don't know what that is. 72 archetype is 72 archetypes. I don't know what that is. Is that like a thing? Let me know if there's like a video on that or something I can watch that you recommend. Thank you for the 500 kicks. Thank you. Yeah. So I've been doing that a lot more lately because I've realized I'm a fucking freak. I'm a freak alien, and I don't understand people. And this is, by the way, why the title of the stream is like I'm running on Linux. It's because I'm a rogue freak that has trouble communicating with people. So like I have to literally stop and then create an emulation of other people in order to understand. Otherwise, I'm not going to understand them. So I literally like I stop myself and then I think about the person and I create an emulation of like their mind in my mind, and then I assume that emulation, and then I say, oh, okay, that's why they think this. Thank you, Clean, and thank you, Loudness and Age, OV94 for the prime. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Because they're not developed, because they don't know how to be manipulated, because they don't know any of that, right? We're all in agreement that these minors, like, you know, they can't consent to have sex with adults and it's nasty and it's wrong. That is wrong. But at the same time, there's a group of people saying, even though they can't consent to have sex, they can't consent to control what they're doing with their body parts. They can control to just get rid of it. The logic doesn't add up.
Mm-hmm.
They can consent to just, you know what? They can't consent to have sex, but they can consent to change their sex. It doesn't line
So
up.
I just want to be clear though, there's like one more part to that. It's not just emulating them, but you have to also emulate them within the confines of reality as well. There's like another thing. You have to be able to like emulate them, but then also still keep enough logic in your mind to like understand that reality is still reality. You can't just fully emulate them, because if you fully emulate them, you'll go crazy.
And that's why people are like, oh my gosh, it's a slippery slope into the whole
Thank
PDF
you, Leo. Good
file.
night.
That community, because there was something in Tennessee. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I think it was and it wasn't just Tennessee, it was like a march, trans youth march for.
How do you emulate the parts that are not logical? Well, you don't like, okay, so the difference would be you creating another window to emulate in, but you're still running like your own like system on the outside, observing the emulation from the outside. Because if you assume the emulation fully and you wipe your own thing to like actually create the emulation, then you go crazy, because then you become them.
Body autonomy, is that what it was? Protest?
It's like it's like okay, you know how like when you want to research a virus, you don't put that shit on your main computer. You make like a virtual computer, and then you test the virus on that virtual computer. It's like that. You don't nuke like your actual hard drive when you're testing a virus or testing an exploit. Virtual machine. Yes. You make a virtual machine in your head. Big Joy Smoker, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. And thank you again, Hemlock. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Not sure if you've seen it there, but there's a study in the UK that wants to put dead women's rooms in trans women. I think a comparison of them being necromancers is even more true. That's pretty wild.
Put this image up. Was it?
They do similar stuff though for other things. I think they do that for other things as well. So you'd have to like, I'm trying to think, like there's a lot involved. That's a very complicated topic, because then you could, it's very complicated. It's more complicated than a simple answer. I have to like think about that.
Tennessee, where was this? Young people organized DC transgender rights march. And this banner,
my gut feeling is that that's awful though, but you know, I can see there being like a lot of things around that not related to trans stuff.
Says March for Queer and Trans Youth Autonomy. They're a minor. They ain't got no damn autonomy. That's their parents. And even then, the parents don't have full rights over their child in any extent of harming them. If I see my neighbors beating their child's ass, I'm talking wop, 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 beating their ass. I can call CPS and a parent getting taken from the child because they're harming the child. And there's a lot of people out there who would say, even the detransitioners, the LGBTQ community, their voices matter too, that says you are harming a minor by transitioning them. So as insane as it is,
the reason why is because all minors that say that they're trans is it's Schrodinger's trans child. That's the issue. Is because there's no way to know if the child is actually, so since the child is incapable of consent, it's really impossible to know if like what they're saying is actually real or not. They're Schrodinger's trans person. And that's why it's like the option is like, okay, on one end, the data shows that it doesn't really affect much in terms of feelings of self-worth in the long term. It doesn't really affect much in that. And the issue behind that is because there's always the issue of not being whole. There's always going to be that issue of not being whole, regardless of if they get surgery or not, right? So you're working against that on one hand, right? For the slim possibility that they might possibly feel better, but again, that the odds of that, just statistically speaking, are not really very good compared to the other thing of you make a mistake, you fuck up, and now that person's life is ruined. That person that could have lived a totally normal life, you completely fuck them over by removing all of their sexual parts and like, you know, basically making them a eunuch. You've sort of destroyed all of their capability of any like sexual function, of any like you know, being able to have kids, you know, secondary sexual functions that they don't want, you know, among other health issues. You've created this situation in which a person that would have been totally healthy, you have completely fucked them up. And that's what you have to weigh it against. And the problem is a lot of people that are in the LGBT, like trans, LMNOP, whatever, they can't see that. Like they're incapable of actually observing that there are other people that you are also weighing this against. Like this is not like a issue of this will only be beneficial to trans people and it won't have a negative effect on other people. And that's kind of what that's the calculation that people make. Even people that aren't transphobic, this is the calculation that a lot of those people are making in regards to not wanting kids to have it. And that is like the whole explanation by it, like, you know, a Cliff Notes explanation of why people don't like it.
Have this Senate Democrat talking about and promoting, oh, I love trans youth. It doesn't stop there. New York Attorney General demands hospitals resume gender-affirming treatment for trans youth. Make it make sense. On the left, we see here the Trump administration proposed.
Mama Oko is a perfect example of waiting and realize, oh, I wasn't trans. I know a lot of people like that. Yeah, Oko is one. There was like an I think I don't want to say. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure it was the case too for Mizu, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna not make an assumption there. But I also have a friend that was like that. There are plenty of people like that. That they believe that they're trans for some reason, and then they break out of it. And that's not going to be like every single person. Like I said, like there's going to be some people that are they're just trans, and they just that's what they want. Again, you have to weigh that against the people that aren't trans and they think they're trans, and then they completely they get completely fucked. And again, it's a whole nother thing where now you're throwing kids into the picture. Right now the calculation is even worse. Right, so
federal funding to hospitals offering gender-affirming care to minors, but these proposals did not change existing law obligations under New York state law. Basically, Trump, his administration, we'll talk about that as a whole another day, but this topic,
the end of femboys is cathartic to think about. So I don't actually have a problem with femboys. I know I joke about it. I don't really have a problem with like girls who are more masculine and guys who are more feminine. I have zero problem with that, really. Obviously it's a rough thing. If everybody did it, it would probably cause a lot of issues, like societally, but I don't think that's typically the case in most people. I definitely think that masculine men and feminine women is a kind of a good thing for society to want to be the norm and to be promoted, because that leads to like the most stability in society. But that being said, you know, in cases of liberty, I don't really think it's, I think people should have the freedom to, you know, be tomboys and be femboys, I think.
Hey, you hospitals out there, y'all need to stop mutilating children. These minors, y'all gotta stop. And the New York Attorney General is demanding that the hospitals resume changing children's genders. Can't change it, but like literally mutilating them. That's what they're doing. And much like other people out there, I am sick and tired of being called homophobic or transphobic for not supporting trans minors. I'm tired of being told how to think on this topic and even in general.
And again, I just explained like all of the ways. I explained literally an entire route of how you could be against trans children and not be transphobic.
And it is why I'm such an advocate for today's sponsor, Ground News. Ground News is a website and app that shows you how one story is being framed across a political spectrum.
Triage.
That way you're not reacting to one version of events. And you know, just as much as me, there's literally so much going on in the news right now. It's so much, it's loud, it's overwhelming. And when everything feels like that, when it feels chaotic, this clarity that Ground News provides us, it matters. Ground News pulls the news from hundreds of outlets and organizes it by story. And their blind spot feature shows you which stories are heavily covered by one.
The truth is, I don't really have that much time to like look at the news all the time. I have a lot of stuff I'm doing.
One side and barely talked about by the other. And that's important because sometimes it's not even about how the story is being framed. it's if you're even seeing it at all. So instead of picking a team, you can compare coverage side by side, see bias distribution, ownership, reliability, and then decide for yourself. If you want to try it out, be sure to tap the link below or scan the QR code here on the screen for 40% off the Vantage plan, which is the one that I use, and it comes out to the price of like a coffee a month. Because if we're going to be debating culture, politics, and anything in between, we should at least be looking at the same scoreboard. So if you want to get your news where I get mine, be sure to give them a try, and at the end of the day, form your own opinion. Don't rent one.
I've heard a lot of good
over
things
here we
about
have gay people. In
Uh-huh.
this circle over here, we have people who you consider to be homophobic, but are actually just annoyed with your shit. Because nobody has worked as hard as the gay community has over the last several years. Through being insufferably loud, demanding, intrusive little victims, you have effectively destroyed all public opinion of the gay community. Now you're mad that the fire that you started has burned you. Now I didn't finish filling out my diagram here. You see where these circles intersect? That's me. That is myself and the other gay conservatives here on social media who have been working hard, who are gay but have been critical of the gay community.
True. And see, like people like Amir, they're really good advocates for that. Amir, Blair White, they're doing what they can. And like you really like I gotta give them credit because they're up against they're taking fire from both sides. You have people like the hyper religious like Christian conservative people that fucking hate him, and then you have the gay people that fucking hate him. They're just literally like they're literally in the middle, getting fucking mocked by both sides.
Who are gay but have been calling out the atrocious behavior that has been celebrated and uplifted within the gay community. Us who are gay who are trying to save the community from itself. So you can continue calling us and anyone else with valid criticisms and concerns homophobic, or you can say, perhaps we did create an issue.
We definitely did create an issue, and shout out to Becky, really sweet woman, friend of mine. Be sure to follow her below. I have all the links, all the videos down below in the description.
Mobbed. Wait, what's the difference? What's the difference between mobbed and mogged? Wait, hold on, chat. Wait, does mog mean something sexual? Hold on. What does it mean? Please don't do this to me, chat. I thought it meant the same thing. Wait, what does it mean? Mob means okay, mobbed. I meant mobbed. Sorry, mobbed. Mobbed is what I meant. Sorry.
That was great. The only caveat that I would say is it's not just conservative gays in that little middle.
Mobbed.
I would just say it's middle ground gays. I mean, hell, there's even more. Like, I've met liberal gay people who are tired of their own side shit. Like, just because they're hypercritical of the liberal side doesn't mean they've left it, so to say, you know? So I wouldn't put it off just to conservative gays, but in large part, yes, it is more middle ground and leaning right, but I will give justice to the more liberal gays who are also tired of them because they matter too, and they're honestly the more effective.
Thank you, 72 Archetypist. Thank you for the 500 kicks. There are no videos on 72 Archetypes aside from trash I've posted. We have the website. The femboy archetype is the future threat detector equals Blair White. There's a website. I see. Thank you.
Ones to really cut down all of this, because for the most part, like the black dude.
The sentence was promised to us 3,000 years ago. Wait, isn't that Thai? Wait. Isn't that Thai? It doesn't look like fucking Hebrew. That's Thai. Thank you, Big Doink Smoker. Thank you. I see. Mogging is being mogged, like getting owned or something. Zoomers use you are a good boss. Thank you.
Said at the beginning of this video, it's not so much that they're homophobic, they're just annoyed. They're tired. They're burnt out. Like the black fatigue, this is gay fatigue. Like fatigue. The sticks, the bundle of sticks. If you know, you know.
I love how he censors it, but we all know what he's saying.
Can you actually Google that? Is that the official word for a bundle of sticks?
It is, yes, it is.
Bundle of sticks.
Yeah, that word means bundle of sticks, yes.
Go ahead and Google that. A bundle of sticks. That's what we're talking about, and that's what people are annoyed by. They're just annoyed of them. Annoyed of sticks. Because they are effectively ruining everything that gay people have fought for. And all the respect that gay people have fought for. We saw all through the 2010s. Respect for gay people. Can
you imagine being like an old school gay person? You're like an old person now, and like everything you fought for has just been completely destroyed. Like you fought for like gay rights, like, you know, back when gay people actually didn't have a lot of the things that they have now, and they were actually hated. And you had You had those people fighting for, you know, their what's the word for it? People to not discriminate against them. You had them fighting against that. And then now fast forward, you have a bunch of people who aren't even oppressed, that are just pretending to be oppressed and using the movement that you built up to like basically use it as a cudgel to beat people that aren't Puritan enough for them. And then all of society saying, okay, we're over this now, and then stomping them back down all the way back into the Stone Age. So these like entitled brats fucking deleted everything that you worked hard for. It's actually crazy.
Rising. It was cool. It was chill. Then boom, the TQ plus came out of nowhere. The flag changed. The acronyms got added on, and everything went to shit. That's just about where we're at, and I'm fighting hard. We're all fighting hard to do PR damage control for these sane gay people out.
Again, I don't envy Amir and Blair and all of these people. Like they're going through it, man.
Because I still want to be respected. I still want to be seen as
of course,
a great person
everyone
in
wants to be
society.
respected.
Have nothing to do with the craziness. They're not aligned with me. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but they do need to stop. And I will call it out because they're attaching me to them.
It's what you have to do.
I'm automatically about all that, and then that bubble.
Super respectable.
I want no part of that at all.
Do you know who's more people than ICE this year?
Yeah, just leave him alone. He just wants to suck dick. That's it. Okay, it's not that complicated.
Trans
Holy
shooters.
crap.
Hello. Do you know the majority of these high school shootings have been transgender people?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Talk to this transgender person, like, hey, can I run something by you? And I spoke with them. They described to me a level of oppression that genuinely fucking broke my heart. They said, hey, let me tell you, like, I am not allowed to use the bathroom at my own place of work. We've got like politics.
That's not true. They're just not allowed to use the bathroom. It doesn't align with their biological sex.
Or they can go use the bathroom. You can use the bathroom.
Realize
this is such a great clip, and I haven't seen it. I've been hearing about this. I'm like, I have to hit this video. Because this right here is a friend trying to save a friend. He's like, oh shit, he's been captivated by this like mindset. Let me break this down respectfully, with facts, and just shut it down right at the jump. This is what we all should be doing with our friends who are on the Steve-O side of things.
I think there's people that feel like they are.
When did this happen? Is this recent?
Are in the wrong biological sex.
Sure.
Right? But there's also people that are fucking perverts.
Yep.
And they have a thing called autogynephilia. And what that is they get a turn on by pretending to be a woman. They get
which I've seen enough videos and enough pictures. Obviously, I can't include it here. You're going to have to do the research yourself and just trust me on this. But it's a grown man in a dress, full on, bricked up, ready to go, just poking out the dress. I'm not even joking. Fully bricked up, poke.
I just had this like oh my god, dude, what is wrong with me? The first thing I thought of was like this dude in a dress being like, wow, this dress I'm wearing is so hot. And then he like sits down and he goes,
And out the dress. You can look it up.
They get excited by it. And they want to be.
What is wrong with me, dude? I'm so cursed. I'm so cursed.
Around women. And they're creeps. And so you give them a fucking Willy Wonka golden ticket.
That's right. That's right. TylerRaw.com.
To the women's locker room and the women's bathroom and stare at women and pretend you're a woman when you're just a crazy man. And you're actually into women.
Okay.
That's real too, man.
Okay, hold on. I totally lost what they were talking about. Again, thank you for the bits. Thank you. What the fuck? I know. What the fuck? Leave true.
And they want to be around women.
And
they're creeps. And so you give them a fucking Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Poking out the dress. You can look it up.
Okay.
You get excited by it. And they want to be around women. And they're creeps. And so you give them a fucking Willy Wonka golden ticket to go into the women's locker room and the women's bathroom and stare at women and pretend you're a woman when you're just a crazy man.
That's why you need gatekeeping. That's what I've been saying the whole time. is you need gatekeeping, because if you don't have gatekeeping, it just lets people cheat. Just like voting. My stance on the trans women in bathrooms is the same as voting. Literally the same as voting.
Yep. And you're actually into women.
Okay.
That's real too, man.
I don't doubt that that's real, and I know that it's a super complex, nuanced thing. And
but here's what's not complex. What is your chromosomes?
Right.
Okay? This is the same thing for competing. Right. All these fucking mental gymnastics that seemingly intelligent people do to justify biological males competing with females.
Oh, I'm with the, I don't think anybody's
It's the same
that.
thing.
Right.
It's the same thing.
It is the same.
Yeah.
And especially as speaking as a man who has daughters, like there are creeps. And if you give a creep, and I'm not saying all trans people are creeps,
right.
but a lot of these fucking people that are in trouble for going into women's bathrooms dressed as a woman.
They're creeps. They're getting in trouble. They're going to jail. They're taking pictures. They're taking videos. They're causing a scene. It's always been a thing, the creeps, but it's never been this concentrated. It's never.
The reason, okay, Amir, I'm going to explain this to you, okay? I'm going to explain this to you because, again, I was on Tumblr and I saw all of this happen, okay? The problem, the reason there's so many freaks is because all of the gates that were there were all broken and unleashed, and there were no more gates, and it didn't matter. People could say whatever they want, to be whatever they want, and when you say, oh, all that matters is like what you say you are, and that's the only thing that matters, where did you think this was gonna go? Where could it have possibly went? Duh.
For happening this much, this frequently at all, because like Joe Rogan,
It's again literally the same thing as voting. Oh, yeah, you don't have to prove anything if you want to vote. You don't need ID or anything like that. Where do you think that's gonna go? Do you think people will cheat more or less if you have that? Do you think if you set up a system of self-ID where people can say whatever they want, they are whatever they want, whenever they want, at whatever point in time that they decide which restroom to use, and that's your standard, then do you think you're gonna have less freaks or more freaks? Less freaks or more freaks? What do you think? It's so obvious. It's so obvious. Anybody with half a mind can make that logic, can connect that logic.
You're giving them the golden ticket to just go in the bathroom and do whatever they want. When before, if there was a cross-dresser or a trans woman that actually went into the bathroom, a women's bathroom, I'm gonna say pre-2015, they made sure it was empty, or like they'll knock, or they'll like use a single bathroom, or they'll go in.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. That is discretion. That is caring about other people, not just yourself. This narcissistic idea that like that they assume of, I am the only person in this world that matters. Nothing really matters outside of me. Everybody else is a bigot. Everyone else is a bigot, a homophobe, a racist, whatever. All of these things. Everyone else is that, and I'm the only one that matters. My feelings are the only ones that matter. Here, none of these people. Anything that they feel is immediately invalidated because of my oppression, because of me being oppressed. That has caused all of this.
Now with their girlfriends, or they were really passing, they still.
Taza said, who said that? It's the way they act. They don't have to say it. You can infer it based on their actions.
Did it, but it wasn't like it is now. What we're seeing now is actually pure insanity.
With a fucking beard and a heart on are just that. They're creeps.
Right, okay.
They're crazy men. And these crazy men, their entire life, they would get beaten up for that. And now all of a sudden, they have to be accepted. So you've got two things going on at the same time.
That too. They were getting jumped more.
Let me back it up a bit.
They still did it, but it wasn't like it is now. What we're seeing now is actually pure insanity.
With a fucking beard and a heart on are just that. They're creeps.
Right, okay.
They're crazy men. And these crazy men, their entire life, they would get beaten up for that. And now all of a sudden, they have to be accepted. So you've got two things going on at the same time.
That too. They were getting jumped more. Honestly, and it's another video I'm working on, we need more consequences. We do.
Toddlers assisted because with actions of a handful of people, we are going to take away all the rights and treat them as second-class citizens. I think the concept, to be honest, is just... I don't think you'll understand, Tazito. I'm just being real. I could explain it to you, but I just think it's pointless. I don't think you'll get it.
We need more consequences for bad people doing bad things. Because we're living in a society now, you can just say whatever you want and you're respected. I am this, you're respected. Don't offend this person. Don't say this, don't say that. No. We need
So I'm not trying to be mean. If you actually want me to try to explain it to you sometime off stream, like I can try to explain it to you, but like I don't really think you'll get it, to be honest. I don't think there is like a possible way for me to explain it in a way that like will be understandable.
Very, very,
you have to be able to like emulate a bunch of other people in order to like come to the conclusions that I have. So I think it's too much.
Very, very harsh and cruel punishments so people can learn how to act in a society. And if they don't know how to act after that, you're getting medical help or you're getting sent to an insane asylum. Something. But how people are like promoting and pushing for this, like the senators, like the general attorneys, like our vice president, well, before vice president, Kamala and Biden, all. No, it's disgusting.
You've got people with gender dysphoria that genuinely wish they were a woman or genuinely wish they were a man. And by the way, it's men that are the problem. No one gives a fuck about trans men going into the men's bathroom.
Taza says you have to disregard other people and how they spend their lives being villains. I mean, okay, Taza, I'm gonna like explain it to you like as I'm gonna explain it to you like I'm gonna explain to you like why you won't understand. Okay, so the reason that you won't understand is because you have to be able to emulate not only. You have to be able to emulate not only the person that you're empathetic towards, which is like the kind of trans people. You have to also emulate everybody else. You have to be able to emulate them first to understand their point of view, and then simulate all of those things together at one time, and then consider like that it's a society. It's not like a individual. It's not an individual person. It's not a bathroom with nobody in it, and then a person walks into there and then uses the bathroom. That's not how it functions. There's a bunch of other people that also exist within the bathroom because it exists within the society. So you have to consider the point of view of all of those people, and that's why I think it's too complicated.
Come on in. Who cares?
Right.
Who cares? Oh, a girl's gonna shit next to you, or what is she gonna do? She's gonna pee out of a funnel.
But again, if you want me to explain it to you like slowly as the best as I can, I can explain it to you in DMs at some point. Just let me know if you want to.
What's she gonna do? Like, no one's gonna get hurt. No one's gonna get hurt. This is the problem. When you allow perverts to have this hall pass to go into women's locker rooms and bathrooms. So you can't say you're not allowed to use the bathroom where you work. That's not true. You're just not allowed to use the women's room where other women are in there because you're not a woman. And I know you wish you were a woman or whatever's going on.
Okay.
But you're not.
Know what? You make a very, very good point.
If you're a woman, talk to most women about this. And it's unless they're insanely captured by this woke ideology where they can't see reality and the fact that perverts are still a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
So and this goes into kind of what I said before, is that people who are outliers in society, people that are that inconvenience the norm of society, the majority of society, should try to find ways to like fit into that society. And of course, people who are people who are within that society do have a sort of it would be good. It would be ideal for those people to also understand the feelings of that person, but it's not a one-way street. It's not I'm an outlier to society. My view is the only thing that matters. What affects me is the only thing that matters. I don't give a fuck about literally everybody else. You cannot have a mutual understanding under that mindset. If your mindset is only I matter, nobody else matters, then you cannot really have a functioning society. And then what's going to happen now is that the majority is going to kick them out. That's the obvious case. If you want grace, you have to also have grace yourself and understand the point of view of other people. So a good way that you could do this is if you're a trans person and you don't really like pass to the point that like other people would be like, oh, this is kind of weird, then you would want to either use a further bathroom that like nobody uses or a gender neutral bathroom. And those are like ways that you could you could still get what you want while also providing the while being aware of other people's feelings at the same time.
And this loophole. You've given loopholes. Like,
Reciprocity
there's
is worth
men in
exactly.
prison. I think it's like 47 biological males in California are housed in women's prisons. Some of them are offenders.
And some of them get pregnant. There's trans women going to jail and they're causing all types of harm and ruckus in these jails. You can't make this shit up. And I think the big part that Joe Rogan's getting to is it's the subtle acceptance that gets to that point.
Can we stop wasting time explaining the Tazato? I wasn't. I was making a general statement. The last thing I said about how society functions, I wasn't talking to Tazato. I was talking to everybody. When I was explaining stuff to Tazato, I was really fast. I was really fast about it. Like, if you consider like how I used to talk to Tazato, anybody that has watched for a long time and understands how I used to talk to Tazato, you would understand that like this is a drastic shift from like how I used to engage with Tazato.
All the TQ plus stuff, because the LGBT, the gays, we were fine. After gay marriage, we were chilling. It's this TQ plus side of things that is bringing everything down. And
I told you guys, like, my fucking mindset is like ascended now. I'm totally different than I was like a week ago.
Causing all types of ruckus and
I've had an epiphany in life. I've had like a thinking epiphany, and it's completely like shifted like my it's completely shifted my perspective on everything.
Loopholes and just slippery slope and just ruining everything and making everything really creepy, weird, and annoying. That's what they're doing. And it's a subtle acceptance from people like Steve-O and your liberal friends that you may have. They're like, oh, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's not. It's genuinely
You speak a lot faster now.
Fine.
I speak a lot faster now because I have a lot of mental clarity that I used to not have. Before, I was like really jumbled and like everything was so fucked up in my head and like it was like a mess. I didn't really know like being able to like grab onto the threads and like hold on to them was a lot harder before because there was a lot of stuff swimming in my head. But like it's just when it comes to like how I think about other people and how I think about other people and like the systems of the world, like that sort of process has changed for me. And so it's a lot faster now for me to actually like kind of connect things.
It's genuinely not okay. It is just not. There's no other way to put it.
I have post-retard clarity is the best way to explain it. Like I've been subjected to some true bullshit and some true retardation, and it has caused me to break mentally. But that mental break actually led to a breakthrough in like how I actually think. So it was actually a blessing in disguise. So all of the bad things that happened to me in like the last 2 weeks has actually been the cause of my that and talking to a friend about all of this has caused a drastic mental breakthrough that has completely changed my perspective on everything.
It's not being hateful. It's not being homophobic, transphobic. No, none of that. There's people that are actually suffering from gender dysphoria. I'm not saying that's not the case. What I'm saying is we are allowing people to just overrun our society and just do whatever they want. We need to bring back some law and order. We need to bring back
Leaflit line and DBZ getting defeated made you stronger. Kind of. It's kind of like you face a lot of adversity and you kind of face a lot of like total retardation and you're kind of beat down by it, and then you have a do or die situation where it would either lead to like total mental collapse or basically the only two routes left were I was basically pushed into a corner where either I had total mental collapse or a breakthrough to kind of elevate. And I was able to, with the help of some friends, I was able to elevate instead of deconstruct. But I was literally on the path to like total mental destruction. Like you guys have no idea. Like it was really bad. And you probably could tell like maybe a week ago, like my attitude had completely like sank and it was really bad. Like I had a period of time where like I was totally blackpilled and everything was fucked up, and I had totally given up on like everything. And then from there I had the breakthrough that pulled me out of it. And so now I'm in the post part where I was pulled out of it, and I'm like kind of now at like another what's the word? I've survived that deconstruction, And through surviving that deconstruction, it has given me buffs that I didn't have previously. It's the best way to explain it.
Some structure. If you're a woman, use a woman's bathroom. If you're a man, use a men's bathroom. You can't say trans men are men and trans women are women, otherwise you wouldn't be trans.
Wait, can I
to bring back some law and order, we need to bring back some structure. If you're a woman, use a woman's bathroom. If you're a man, use a men's bathroom. You can't say trans men are men and trans women are women, otherwise you wouldn't be trans.
Yeah, that was my question, is like people were saying that like trans women are women, but then what does trans mean then? That's like a really good point. And I should have brought that up when I had like that debate.
You would just be what you are, but you're not. Because you're trans, because you're transitioning from one thing to another. Hello, trans women are women. You're not. You're a trans woman. You're a man cosplaying with a wig and a dress as a woman. Boiling down, that's what it is. You're trying your best to transition to.
And see the point there, and like this is the connection there. So that part sounds really like to like people who are trans. That part's gonna sound really, really awful. The part that elevates out of that is that with that understanding, you can still become your idealized self while also maintaining societal harmony. And that's like kind of that's the route, I think, that leads to the most, it leads to like trans people getting what they want, but also society getting what it wants. And it leads to like a kind of better harmony than me, and everything I say is like that's all.
Model what the sex and gender is. That's what you're doing.
In what age do you think most
because you can be a trans person and understand the state that you're in while also saying that you still want that you want to realize your idealized self while still being aware of the limitations of biology and reality. And I think that's the only route that trans people have to actually be happy. Because if you don't have that kind of like mental path, you're just permanently depressed because there's nothing you can ever do to be like, there's nothing you can ever do to attain the perfect ideal of being like actually that thing, because you're not that thing. Does that make sense? So your best bet is to understand the state that you're in and like the extent of what you can achieve within that. It's kind of a advanced like serenity, basically.
Trans kids determine that they're trans.
Violet told us when she was,
which is why what I was saying earlier about how you should only be able to modify your body if you're in a state of mind that is logical. And the way that works with like libertarianism, like kind of like Hoppian ideas, is that you cannot make a contract. You cannot make a contract or you cannot make, how do I explain it? You cannot make a proper contract, a societal contract is what I mean. You can't make a proper like business / societal contract with somebody when you're not in the right state of mind. So you have to attain the right state of mind first, which is the serenity of understanding like what you are, and then the idea of like what your idealized self is, and then you can try to attain it after that first part. So like after the first part of loving yourself, then if you want to modify yourself beyond that, then I think that is more acceptable than doing it in a state of hatred of yourself. Because then you're doing an irrational thing. I don't know if you guys understand that, but that's as far as I've reached, as far as like developing the idea. I'm still working on it, but that's kind of the general gist of it.
1.5. She's been telling us since she could speak. So she knew since birth.
What motivated you to come out here today?
We're supporting our child, Violet, and her access to the medical care that she needs.
We're here for her rights and her ability to be who she is. She's not going to let anybody silence her, and we're not going to stand in her way.
Are you concerned about how this case would affect Arizona, or do you think that would have an impact there?
yes, 100% we're concerned, and we've discussed having to move, which we don't want to do, but Violet comes first, and her medical care and her medical needs come first. So
this is why there's people out there just like, I don't rock with the gay community at all. I don't rock with none of this. These people are not parents. They're not parenting. They're not leading. They're not doing any of that. You're being a child's friend and accepting any type of delusion you want from them. And you did a piss poor job raising your child if that's how they end up being.
And the reason why is because the odds are pretty bad. The odds of if you were just gambling, the choice that they're making. First off, kids don't. We already determined that kids don't really know what they are. They don't understand anything. They're kids, so then that's why we don't allow them to make life-altering decisions, which is why we have laws against people having sexual relations with kids. Is because of that reason. So if that's the case, then if you were to think of it like in terms of medical necessity, the odds aren't even good there. So what are you even doing? Basically, like you're rolling the dice in a way that is like almost certainly a fuck up.
I'm sorry. I this is one. I try to be kind, nice. This is one. It's children. It's a minor. What the hell do you mean it came out as transgender at 1.5 years old?
Yeah, what the hell? 1.5? Okay, that's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe they did this at 1.5. That's like for sure delusion. Like I think most people, like the average person, if you were to say this at like 15, 16, 17, people would be like more on board with that. People would be like, okay, I can kind of see how, in my mind, I can kind of understand when I was that age, like how I would feel about if I wanted something. Like I feel like I was sort of had ideas of who I wanted to be. You could maybe think that for 15, 16, 17, right? But like 1 year old, that's crazy. That's like almost everybody. Like I think 99% of people would think that that's crazy, right? Box Swapper, thank you for the sub. Thank you.
What are we gonna do? Like literally, what are we gonna do? I'm hoping more content like this just highlight.
Thank you for the 500 kicks. Leaflit on that misgift demon time now. No.
The insanity of these conversations and how real it is. So like when you hear it with your friend groups, when you hear it around, and you're, oh shit, I'm breaking my chair. You hear it with family and friends. You're just out and about. You push back politely. Because we're gonna get to a place like this where there's literally marches and protests of grown ass adults saying their child came out to them when they were trans as 1.5 years old. We're fighting for their rights to medically manipulate themselves for the rest of their life.
Everybody knows that one year old is crazy. Like that, everybody knows that.
I have nothing to say other than I want it to end.
Here are things that the woke people do that really pisses me off as a gay guy. Thinking you can be whatever you want to be. You want to be a dog? Well, you are one now. It's because you look rough. Doesn't mean you're a dog. What the fuck? How far do they take it? Like, if you're ill, am I allowed to take you to the vet, or do I have to take you to hospital for humans? I'll make you shit in a litter tray, don't try me. Scary how easy it is to now just be the opposite gender. For example, all I have to do is just tell you, guess what guys, I'm a woman now.
Yep, that's bad. We don't need people out here just saying, yep, I'm a woman, I'm gonna do whatever I want. No!
And that's it, I can now go into the women's bathrooms. It's discrimination if you try and kick me out. Again, there are genuine trans people out there that I actually love, respect, and I love watching their journey. I should call him. There are people out there that really abuse that system. Like, I can genuinely have a beard like Dumbledore and walk into the woman's toilet and just say I'm a lady. Personally, I think trans women are not a threat to women in the bathrooms at all. If anything, they want to get railed by a man. The fact that if you don't like anything, it's called phobia. I don't like what straight men are into. Beer, pool, football, their culture is not for me. Straight culture is not for me. Gay culture might not be for them.
Yo, that's straight phobic. What the hell,
just
man?
Just because a straight man says, I don't like
that's
what
crazy.
gay people do, doesn't mean they're phobic of it. Because I don't like what straight people do. That shit nasty to me. Doesn't mean I hate straight people. Doesn't mean I don't like them. I just don't like what they do. And they don't like what I do. And we mutually respect that and we move on about our day. Hello?
Yeah,
that's not a
like
problem
tits.
at all.
I don't like hanging out with gay people because of the stuff that we bring to them. That's fine. Woke people are the most culty.
They are woke. The woke gays. I mean, hell, the LGBTQ community at large in general is just a cesspool that's lost all respect all dignity and any type of meaning, to the point where even like we talked about before in the Pride video, all the brand, I'm really interested in what Pride's gonna look like this year in 2026. And like if we're gonna see another decline and decrease of brands supporting Pride parades, because I think a lot of people are just over it. They're completely over it, you guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Are you someone that's straight and you're just tired of the antics that the gay community has always been up to and promoting and pushing? Are you gay? And are you just like a normal gay person that is also tired of the nonsense? Let me
Also, Tazuto, are you disagreeing with a gay guy, a gay black guy? How dare you? How dare you?
know, because this is getting very tiring. It's upsetting. It's unfortunate seeing how gay people are viewed in the society, especially for me, actively seeing us being more supported and then all of a sudden come crashing down to the point where there's regular gay people who are even like, I want no part of this. What are we doing, you guys? Something needs to be said. I'm glad we're having this good discussion and more people are waking up to the rise of like normal gays out there. But I hope this video outlined and showed a clear reason as to why there's a lot of people out there who just do not like the LGBTQ community, and it doesn't have anything to do with homophobia. It's purely how the gays be acting and the crazy decrepit things that they promote. So if you like this kind of content, especially this specific gay video, I have a whole playlist that has all the LGBTQ topics that I've talked about. From
very fun to
more
talk
videos
about this
talking
one.
about why normal gays feel excluded, big critiques that I personally have with the gay community, gay pride parades, trans stuff, and you name it. If beans, greens, tomatoes, you name it. That's always comes to my mind when I say you name it, but you name it. It's in there. It's in the playlist. Go ahead and give that a watch. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel grow a ton. I'll be appreciative of your support and your time. And outside of this video, it says right now, from here on, I'm talking to you. And it has nothing to do with the title of this video. Whatever you are going through right now in life, it is called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck. You will survive. You're actively going through it. So do not give up hope. That's pretty much it. Like literally, I don't know what you have going on in your life right now, but I know it's something. It is. I mean, hell, whether it be family drama, friend drama, like work, health, fitness, friends, like whatever's going on, because 9 times out of 10 there's something going on in your life right now that you're privately dealing with. You can deal with it. And
the only thing I'm dealing with is my irrational feelings for Ember Paradox.
I say that as someone who's been through hell and back. I say that as someone with all the slice marks and attempts and all types of craziness. Hell, Papa just died. Here he is. This put in the comments below what to do with like cremated remains. But I mean, hell, I told y'all he passed away. Now I'll call him on the channel. I'll probably make him into a rock and put him up there on the shelf. But anyways, he passed, dealing with that, but it's fine. He was already ready to go. That's why I filmed the podcast when I did, because I knew it was gonna be ending up. So if you want to get that watch podcast with my grandpa, that I'll put it in the description below. But yeah, I mean, he got cremated, so I am actually like not even like dark humor. I genuinely am curious if you've ever done anything like that and what you've done with like cremated remains. So for now.
The one time I had to do something like that, we had to go out into the like ocean. Like we went like really far out into the ocean and we had to dump them in the ocean because it was like a fisherman. And they wanted to do like a fishing funeral because the guy was a fisherman. And so we got on a boat and we went out there and then we did that thing and then we went fishing like in his honor. And I caught a fuck ton of mackerel. It was delicious.
He's just right there. But besides that, yeah.
You have to like drive the boat out like really far to do it. Like you have to go really far out.
Whatever you got going on in your life, I hope you're doing all right. And do know that it's literally called going through it for a reason. You're not stuck. You will survive. Whatever season you're in, it's a season. It will pass. So
no, we didn't fish in the same fucking spot. We like dumped the ashes and then we moved and then went fishing. Like what? We didn't chum the water with the fucking ashes. Bro, what the
remember, you're stronger than you may think you are, and you got this. So with that being said, love you guys a ton, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.
Mackerel's the best fish. My favorite fish to fish for is actually sandabs. Sandabs are the fucking best and they're delicious. I love eating sandabs. Like they're like a fish that you can't really buy at the store, but they're so good. Sandab. Yeah, they're called sandabs. They look like little flounders, like little tiny flounders. They're like maybe the size of like both of your hands put together. They're about that big. And they're at the very, very bottom in like sandy, sand dab, right? They're like in the sandy like areas, and you can fish up a ton of those, like a whole bucket. And then what you do is you fry them. You fry them in a pan. A little bit of like a little bit of like a little bit of a flour dust to it.
Who the fuck is Leaflit?
And the fin on the outside gets really crispy, and you can eat it. It's delicious. Okay, I'm going to take a break. That was a long one. Let me link you guys the video. This is from Amir Odom, who is, and this is kind of just, it's just kind of like context, is like he is a gay conservative. And his point of view on these things is very interesting. So if you want more of that kind of stuff, he does a lot of this sort of stuff. Check out his channel. I do really like his videos a lot.
Gay!